Hello everybody, I am going to be giving you just a little talk about drawing manga hair using my character, my little fox girl, Rua, as an example. Now, hair is like, something that people really tend to love or really hate, but really, when you're drawing hair, you do have to think about just three main things. The first thing is the hair big enough to cover up the head? I mean, in this example here, you've got, what I've done is I've just inked out the character's head without any hair. And so really, when you add hair, it's as if you're putting an entire wig on top. So for example, you want to make sure that hair covers at least, sort of like comes up to around about that much bigger than that head, because hair has volume. It's fluffy. It sticks out from the head. So it doesn't just stick super close to the head. I mean, if it did that, can you imagine drawing a hairstyle that's like plastered to the head like this? That looks like you've painted hair on a bald head, so that's absolutely wrong. So always aim for a bit more volume. The next thing to think about really is where the hair is coming from and where it's going to. I'm just going to toggle my draft line underneath a little bit sort of like darker so that you can see how it works. I mean, this particular hairstyle, there's a couple of points to identify. The first thing really is this center point here where the hair is coming from, and then as such, all hair sort of like, tends to sort of like come from there. The other things to think about as well is because she's got short hair at the back, you've got sort of spikes that sort of come out from the hair directly from parts of the head like that. So those are the main directions you need to think about in the origin point. So when you're drawing hair in manga, you've really got to make sure that all your hair sort of like comes from those lines, because with manga it's a very minimal style, so really what you've got to do is make every single one of those lines count. So be sure that you can do that. So try to figure out where the lines are coming from. The next thing is I mean, even from looking at this draft, you'll notice that I haven't actually done very much with regards to like the lines I use for the hair. I don't draw every single strand. I focus pretty much on the outlines, because when it's in the shading really that it sort of comes in. So that's the key thing to think about really when you're doing that. So now I'm just going to I'll just show you how it all kind of works from first principles. Okay, so I think about where the hair is coming from the center around about here. So all of my strokes should have come from here. Notice when I am drawing hair, it's separate strokes. I mean, it's not like this, because that's like Sonic the Hedgehog. That's not hair. So really make sure that all your strokes really. I mean, having separate strokes really gives it a feeling of hair much more than if you just left your pen on the paper. I mean, and this applies, in real life as well as digitally. Just try to use separate strokes like this. It takes a bit longer to kind of get used to doing stuff and joining up the ends, but it's worth it, because it does make a huge difference to the overall look. So you can see here, these are the longer lines, and you can also see here, I ink in a very determined kind of, look, it's all or nothing, let's just do this, sort of way, just do it sort of way. Because if you go about this half-heartedly, the lines are just going to be just really wobbly. So having, just get it right, just go in there. It's like, if you're gonna make a mistake, make a big mistake, okay, and then just do it again, rub it all out and do it again, or just like undo and do it all again. It's much better than trying to, I mean, get, like, for example, okay, say I want to do this stroke up here, yeah? Now, if I tried to get it done kind of like slowly and perfectly in one go, it's just not going to work. You have to just get in there, just get in there. So yeah, that's the trick really to drawing really kind of nice hair is, get your flowing strokes right, try to define it as quickly as possible, nice, fast kind of flowing strokes. Use your whole wrist, use your wrist, use your whole, draw from the elbow if you need to, depending on how it is. Try to really make an effort to get the flowing lines in there. Okay, so you can see here that's quite an interesting sort of hairstyle. It's not the easiest hairstyle to draw in the world, but hopefully you can see the insight into how I sort of draw it. Okay, thanks very much for watching.